if we think of like our what we deem as our sexual energy, or what we find sexually attractive, all of these things. So we have to kind of, in order for us to understand it, we need to actually understand that it's very subjective, right? Because we are all individuals. So every single one of us has different flavors of what we find attractive and what we think is actually sexy. However, what happened was that society, or you might even say the media and marketing companies, begun to market sex because it is very sellable. So what happens is we try to understand it, we try to conform it, we try to put it into a nice tidy little box that it becomes easy to sell, right? So it was, and you'll see that what is sexy comes in waves. So now it's become a fashion trend of what is sexy, right? In the mainstream kind of way in society. So for example, being in Australia, like if you had a tan, like tan skin was very beautiful, right? Which is why in the, I don't know, like is it 60s, 70s, when everyone was like oiling up and out on the beach, right? And so then it was, and then we went from our goddesses who were very, very voluptuous and curly and soft bellied, and that was a sign of wealth and attractiveness, right? That is how we do. But then once we kind of got into it, it was like, okay, so curves are better. All right. So then people go out and go, all right, like curves are much sexier, right? And then it was like, no, you have to be super duper slim. So then it took on another wave, right? So then if you were sexy, you went like this, right? And then so then it went through another wave where you go, okay, you have to be super, like bones popping sexy. It took on another wave where you go, okay, like the thigh gap become a thing, right? So then you have to have thigh gap, but then you actually have to have cake, you have to have a butt as well, and then you have to have boobs, but then you actually really have to have a really small waist. So you can see how we've been, our sexuality has been stripped from us, right? What we see as sexy has been stripped from us, and it's been sold back to us in fragmented, distorted, diluted, like it's not even truths, right? Like it's lies. And so that is how we've been perturbed. So then all of a sudden we're going, okay, I need to look this way in order to feel sexy. So can you see what's started to happen here is that sexiness becomes something that we had to try to obtain, right? But here's the thing, it's something that I'm incredibly passionate about, and that is having a new discussion around what it means to be sexy, what sexy is, and it's nothing that we need to obtain. It's nothing that we need to seek or sought after or even buy into. It's a quality that is innate within us, right? It is just a feeling state. And coming back to that, so what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to normalize this conversation that we're having around sexual energy, and this term that has really been demonized and has been butchered in so many different ways.